FoodTokTV. My name is Taylor.
And I'm Ryan.
And welcome back to the Tailgate. And y'all, we are doing a two-parter here, which we like to do oftentimes because we are out here on our smoker and stuff. And so in the first part, we marinated some chicken in a yogurt, garam masala, lemon zest, Indian chili powder mix. We marinated that. That's hanging out in the fridge because we are going to be cooking that later on. We also made take on the 3-ingredient cobbler where you do basically fruit, a box cake mix, and then a stick of butter that's cubed and melted, or not melted, I'm sorry, cubed and placed over the top of it to create a streusel effect. But we
Eventually melted.
Eventually melted, yes. But we kind of did our take on it because we zhuzhed it up a bit. We did do canned peaches, some raspberries. Oh my gosh, I smelled raspberries as soon as I said that because it's on our smoker. Oh my gosh, it's raspberry.
It's wafting over here.
It's wafting over here.
It's a smoky peach raspberry color.
Oh yes, we did add a little bit of garam masala and some brown sugar in there as well. Then we did like a spiced cake mix over the top of that. And then it was a stick of butter that sliced in pieces and placed evenly over the top to ensure a moist inside but like a crispy topping over there. I also scattered some oats over the top of that.
You selling your wild oats?
I sell them the oats. Yes. And so that's been on our smoker. This is something that you can do in a slow cooker, in your oven, 350 degrees, 30 to 40 minutes. If you have those 3 ingredients, you can zhuzh it up either way you want. But we threw ours on our grill, and that has been grilling since that first episode. We also prepared some naan bread.
And it's ready to come off.
Yeah, and it's ready to come off.
Check it out.
And so we're going to go check on that, and then we'll tell you about what we're doing in this show. Let's go. Oh my gosh, y'all are not ready for this. Because
of the wonderful
Melissa Murda's in here with the roses.
Oh man, yes. And that has been hanging out around 350 to 425. We got a little bit of black crusty around the edge, but that's okay because the inside,
but we are calling this a smoky cobbler.
It's going to be a smoky cobbler.
Oh, are you leaving?
I'm going to leave with it. Here.
Yeah, so everyone can get a good view of that. Because that's what we did in part 1. And we will let this cool and we will sample this later on.
Yes.
Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us. He is going to be putting that away. Please be tapping those screens. Share the live because, you know, Ryan and I, we are a fun married couple to hang out with. This is the Tailgate where we make food before the college games. And, you know, after college games and stuff are over with football, we're going to find other sports to be entertained with but either way, we're going to be making a ton of food to prepare. So we did the part 1 where we prepped a bunch of that stuff and we made that cobbler, which is weird because we did dessert first, right?
Yeah, and right now we're going to be prepping the grill. We have this is perfect timing. So if you want to come bring it on in over here, and we'll show you what we're going to be doing. It's wild because we've never actually done this before.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what's the best time to try something live in front of hundreds of people, right?
Exactly. So
exactly.
Our grill is still it was at 400 before we opened it up. It's going to be near that, and as
Texas
we're giving more
Arkansas are on now.
Oh, Texas and Arkansas.
Yeah, Melissa Murda wanted me to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so since we, let me just show you what we're going to do.
Is that too hot?
I'm going to set this over here in between our grills, and we're going to do what I call ripping the band-aid off, but we're going to rip all the band-aids off here. And I got my leather heat gloves on because I'm going to be taking our lava stone partition. Can everybody see that? What we did with that?
Yeah, so
when we did the
I'm going to actually change it. There we go.
We didn't do it over the raw, fire. We have a lava stone partition in here to help give us indirect heat and absorb some of the heat from the fire and give us a nice even cook. So we have a Kamado grill, and it is a ceramic. This is full ceramic. That's full ceramic. It has a ceramic bowl on the inside. Very similar to a tandoor, but it's not a tandoor because it doesn't have a narrowed opening. It's just not a tandoor. And but I figure with thick layers of ceramic and the great heat retention that it has, we can make tandoori chicken here, but we're going to call it Kamado chicken.
Because we're working with the Kamado.
And we're gonna stick it on skewers, and we're gonna jam it straight down into this thing, and get this thing as hot as we possibly can, and hopefully come out with a similar result. I don't know.
I love this idea. Either way, the chicken's getting cooked. Either way, we have a bunch of stuff that is. I'm excited for this idea. When he was telling me this is an idea, I was blown away.
We love grilling, you know, doing tandoori chicken on the grill top, and we do that often.
But we don't own a tandoor.
But we don't own a tandoor, and it's always on the grill, and like you want to keep the yogurt marinade on it, but then it sticks to the grill, and and it's a whole thing. But it always turns out really great. But I think it could turn out better if we don't have that yogurt spice marinade sticking to anything, and it can remain on the chicken and get all charred up and nice and crusty.
Yes. So we are trying a thing. We are trying
are experimenting, and you guys are in the back seat with us.
You guys are watching the guinea pigging.
You are in the bed of the truck for the tailgate. So
yeah, bed of the truck for the tailgate. That's what we should call our fans. I love that. My husband is so smart. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us. We are getting ready for this grill, for this tandoor chicken thing that we got going. Tandoori chicken.
I might, this might be my best timing ever on having fire ready for the grill. So I feel good about this.
Yes.
It doesn't mean it's gonna go well, but I'm not feeling bad about it. So.
Yes, and y'all, if you use a charcoal grill and aren't using a chimney starter, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
You know, we don't want to dump a bunch of lighter fluid into our food. That's bad. That's bad. That's chemical.
Oh my gosh, my first experience with someone cooking a steak for me on a charcoal grill. First of all, this was someone that liked their meat well done. So that should have been the first red flag. But then it tasted like lighter fluid.
Yeah, you don't
and
want
so
that.
I never wanted charcoal food again until I married this man.
And then like that self-lighting charcoal, that stuff is garbage. Because it has lighter fluid soaked into it for you.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have to replace our gasket very soon.
Oh.
That's
okay.
No.
That's
That's
okay.
all right, because we don't have to replace it today.
Yeah, not
We're just
today.
gonna be aware of it.
Yeah. So that's getting ready because, you know, when it comes to if you're unfamiliar with what a tandoor is, and I'm sorry,
And we're gonna open this grill wide open to its maximum potential here.
Yeah,
so I'm opening my top vent to the most, and I'm gonna open my bottom vent to the most. So we're gonna create as much heat as we can inside of this thing. It's already been preheated from our previous cook with the cobbler, and that's even better because there's a lot of heat built up inside of this thing.
Yes, because if you are unfamiliar with a tandoor, that is essentially what they use in Indian cooking, which is, you know, a clay oven essentially, but it gets up to like 800, 900 degrees. So we are trying for some high heat, like
yeah, we can't
action-packed cooking here.
It's going to be so hot that we are not even going to try to measure it because we don't have any place to stick this probe, but like down in the fire, and that would demolish our probe. So I'm looking for temperatures, hopefully reaching around 800 degrees or so.
A different Benjamin, not our Benjamin on FoodTokTV, says, send some to me, please. Happy Saturday, Forage. Thank you all so much for joining. 42 Rachel is in here. Melissa Murd, another one of our FoodTokTV creators, is in the house as well. Y'all, welcome in.
Some of our favorite peeps are in
Yes,
here.
our favorite peeps are in here. So let's get started, because while that grill is heating up, we are also going to be preparing some other things as well. We have a saffron rice we got to do. Oh, you were supposed to
We have a
say,
saffron rice that we have to do.
Yeah, but I said I was going to do
You just
saffron
keep talking. I like it when you talk. It's better.
Oh my gosh, ladies, find yourself a man that loves it when you talk. Because we do have a saffron rice that we are doing. And what we did in the first show is we bloomed our saffron. We got some saffron threads, crushed it with my fingers, and put it over the top of an ice cube. And so that's how we are blooming it, rather than using warm water or milk or anything like that. And so when you put it over the ice cube, by the time the ice cube is melted, that's when your saffron's bloomed. And so we are going to be making some rice. And you know, we still have a little bit of ice cube left in here, but we're not adding this until the rice is done. And so that will be perfect then. We have some basmati rice that has been rinsed and all this, you know, with the starches or whatever.
I woke up with a new basmati. So we rinsed the rice, and not because it was dirty, because most commercial rice that you're going to buy has been rinsed already. It's clean, It's up for debate. You know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Do you rinse your rice?
You rinse your rice, don't rinse your rice. Well, it's a whole thing. We're not going to get into that. We rinsed it because we wanted to remove the starches from it. So we run it, you know, soaked it in water, got all that cloudy liquid out until the water was running clear. It was running clear. It's well drained, which we want it to be. There's no more water in it. It's a little soft, and that's kind of what we want. And the brand here kind of has an influence on the brand here of the rice kind of has, and where it's grown rather so much than the brand. If it's an Indian grown basmati rice, it's going to need a little bit more water, despite the fact that we've already rinsed it. Normally if I rinse my rice, I would cut back on the water, and normally with basmati rice I would use 1 dry cup of rice to 1 liquid to 1.5 liquid cups of water. That's just my classic recipe. But since we're using the Indian grown basmati rice and we're going for an Indian recipe, we're going to cook it Indian style. And also this rice is also great with 1.5 cups of water, but it just yields a little bit of a different result. You really want to make sure you get your water right and your times right. So I'm going to dump that rice into the pot, and then we're going to go with 2 liquid cups. This is 1 dry cup, 2 liquid cups of water.
And you know, I did ask him beforehand, hey, are you sure you don't want to use stock or something like that?
Typically,
yeah,
these recipes don't use stock, they just use water. But we are going to be infusing our rice with flavor, with some aromatics. Some of the same spices that we have used in our garam masala that we made fresh earlier this morning prior to the first part of the show. And I'm going to snap that dude in half.
That dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, you just humanized the cinnamon for me.
Yeah, and there's also 2 types.
Larry, no!
There's 2 types of cinnamon too. Like the ones that you get normally in your grocery store here in America is one type, I don't remember the name. And then there's also the ones that 2 main types. There's several types of cinnamon. Is a different type too. This is the one that is not the main one that you're going to get in the grocery store. It works a little bit better in this recipe. So I'm going to plop that dude in there. I'm going to use
Larry, no!
I'm going to use a star anise in there as well. We're going to be seasoning it with that.
Yeah, because we do have our induction outside. We decided to bring everything to the outdoor kitchen today.
And I like to also use some green cardamom pods. And in order to really get the full benefit of these, we're going to crack them. We're not going to completely open them, but we're going to crack. Oh, you see the little cardamom seeds popping out at you? We're going to be cracking.
Oh, I smell that.
Yeah, I know, it's so fragrant. And by kind of like smashing it with your fingers, you're pressing in on the oils too, and helping release those. So we're gonna liberate this cardamom. We're gonna set it free.
Yes,
and
several types of cinnamon. Yes. Michelle, you are correct on that.
Several
and
types
I feel
of
like we need to do a cinnamon breakdown.
Yep. These already look like turntables.
Yeah, our induction top does kind of look like turntables already.
Anyways, so I'm going with 3, and on the top of that, I'm gonna go ahead and start. And we're keeping them kind of whole so that we can dig them out, because we don't want hard seeds in our rice, but we want the flavors from the hard seeds in our rice. I think that's all the aromatics I'm gonna do in this today.
Yeah.
We don't want to use our coriander, and that'd just be too much stuff to dig out.
Yeah, this is the presentation plate from when we were showing people what we made in our garam masala.
You could probably toss a clove in there, and I'm going to do that. So I got 1 clove in there, and these aren't even all the ingredients we used in the garam.
I know, right?
We kind of got carried away.
You're a clove.
We ran out of time. So we're going to bring this to a rapid boil.
With the induction, it happens way quicker.
It happens pretty fast with the induction cooker, which is kind of weird. So it's going to throw off our like what my biological rice clock says that I should do on the stove, because I make this on the stove.
I'm actually going to bring the camera closer to see, so everyone can see like how quickly this comes to a boil.
Get it in there too.
Because you're getting it in with Ryan.
Yeah, get it in with Ryan.
Yeah.
I can't tip the pot up to show you because the cooker will stop.
Yeah,
maybe
because
we should probably angle it down a little bit more. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna get our lower halves and not our
you're gonna get
faces.
we can come down We'll go down. We'll go down to your level. Don't worry about that. We ain't afraid to do
I stoop to other people's levels all the time.
Stoop to your level.
All the time.
So we are going to bring this to a rapid angry boil.
Oh, so many people are sharing the live, and a lot of people are coming in from the share. And
oh, nice.
We appreciate that.
Welcome.
Because, if you're having a good time with us, maybe your friends will as well.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I have a good time with us.
Me too. Oh. Yeah, I know, we're gross.
Gross.
Oh, see, we're already getting bubbles. Like, we just turned this up, and we are...
You want a rapid, frothy boil, which is hopefully what we will achieve here.
Man, 42 Rachel is getting to work on sharing this live.
Oh, man, 42 Rachel, please don't lean on my filter.
Not leaning on it, not leaning on it.
You can spread over it, but please don't lean on it. So the induction cooker is quick.
Yeah, you can already see it's bubbling, it's working, it's doing its
stuff. Yeah, cold water.
And Vicky shared as well. Thank you.
Cold rinsed rice, cold water. Just stuck it in the pot, and we're gonna bring everything up to a boil together with our aromatics. Sometimes you can go ahead and just wait until it's already boiling and toss your aromatics in here. But I figured with the quickness of the induction cooker, I wanted to get them in there before I forgot and didn't put them in there. Because once we put the lid on this bad boy and reduce it, we do not want to remove that lid. Don't do that. Don't peek with that. And that's why I'm using a pot that has a glass lid, so I can peek in there and see when all the water's been absorbed. Time, it's probably going to be 10-ish, 10, 12, who knows. Whatever temperature you're using is going to influence your time. You don't want to do pesky things like count on temperature and time and numbers and all that. You
don't have to be a mad scientist.
You want to be able to watch it. If you're doing this in a pot with a with like a stainless lid or whatever kind of lid you have that you can't see through, it's going to be tough, and you're going to have to lean on numbers and imagine that everything's going okay. We don't want to do that. We want to see that everything's going okay. So and that's what we're going for. And we still might screw it up. Who knows?
Yeah, Oh, wow. I walked away and it started not rapid. Ryan walked away and now it's rapid, I think.
I want to see it starting to froth and foam.
Look at it.
That's rapid. Yep, that's good.
That's good?
There's so much. No, it's good that it's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not time yet.
Not time yet. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Please be
Here's what we're looking for.
Yep, that's
so when you start building these starchy webs right here, you know that it is now time to put the lid on this thing. And I'm gonna pause it and clear. It's time to put the lid on it, and then we're going to lower it to a temperature that allows us.
You want to switch it to the other eye?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because
because this is more this is instantaneous. We can do that. You wouldn't want to do that on your stove.
Yeah, so we're just.
I just don't want to interrupt the flow of things.
So you set it on medium.
All right, so now we're at a simmer, and I'll probably end up going to. We want a good simmer. Let's see how this works for us. This might be okay. Can everybody see that?
How many people does it take? How many roses does it take to make rice?
To make rice. You want to see, and this has been rinsed too, and the reason that we rinse it is you can still see all the starch that's happening inside of this pot. And there's still a lot of starch in this rice. So we rinsed it several cycles until the water became clear before we did this. This is exactly what you want to be seeing while you're doing rice.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're probably going to go to medium low here, and we just want a good gentle simmer. And maybe I can also, I've learned that I can change these by degrees and adjust. I don't just have to use low, medium, high. I can really fine tune this thing. I'm learning this.
Yeah, the induction is definitely different than your regular stovetop.
I like this. I like where we're sitting now at 180 on the induction. We'll kind of keep an eye on that, and we're gonna wait until all of this water is absorbed in the rice, and it's gonna take 10 to 12, maybe even 15 minutes I'm going to say it's probably going to take 10 to 12 minutes, but I don't know time.
Then after
and I
that,
don't
you
do
wanna let it
time
sit.
very well, so.
So, hey, do we have someone in the audience to set, 10-minute timer?
Siri, are you in the audience?
Yeah. No, we often
Alexa,
have people.
are you there? Like, is there okay Google?
Okay, we
Somebody
oftentimes have people in the audience that will do timers for us. And, you know, if you are one of those people that likes to be part of our timing program.
You know, I'm going to knock it back down 5 degrees. I think medium low is the correct setting. Either way, we are going to simmer it, and we're looking for those webby starch bubbles to be happening in there.
I don't think we have a timer in the audience, but that's okay. I can do that.
If you can cook your rice like this, it's all about feel and knowing when things are happening inside of it.
Sandy is sending us roses. Thank you. We appreciate you.
That's what you're looking for. If you want to do perfect rice, if you've never nailed rice, just listen to look at the rice. Listen to the rice.
Speak to it.
Yeah, speak to the rice.
The rice will tell you what it wants.
The rice will tell you what it's doing. It might not tell you what it wants, but it'll tell you what it's doing. It'll show you what it's doing.
Sandy just blew us up with some roses, and we do appreciate that. And we always set roses as our gift because I am Taylor Rose, this is Ryan Rose. We are the Roses. And this is the Tailgate on FoodTok TV. Y'all be sure you are giving FoodTok TV a follow because we do live cooking shows on the daily, Monday through Friday, multiple times a day. On Saturday, we call this one show, but it's actually 2 shows because we do a 1-part and 2-part. We did the 1 part already, so this is part 2 where we're gonna have a bit more action and stuff like that on there because we marinated our chicken. We also made a berry cobbler. Y'all, the cobbler, I cannot wait to try that with y'all. But we have a bunch of stuff to do for this part 2. It is a bit more action packed.
Yeah,
we got to toast some cumin. We got to make some raita. We got to.
You want to get started with the toasted cumin?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get that on there.
You know, with the induction cooker, you definitely need something that's going to be magnetic because that's how this works is with magnets.
But be careful with the cast irons because they can crack on here. We want to start them low or preheat them in your oven or on your other stove top. So the thing is the bottom of this thing gets really hot really fast. Do you like it better at a lower temp? Yes. Yeah, and you're always adjusting the knobs on the stove. It's just like buttons. It's digital. It's buttons. Yeah. Yeah. It's not analog.
Yeah. So with the cast iron, because of that, you know, metal expands when it's hot.
Mm-hmm. Everything.
Yeah. I mean. Well, yeah, but metal really expands when it's hot. That's why the Eiffel Tower is 6 inches taller in the summer.
Exactly.
6 inches taller in the summer, the Eiffel Tower. So whenever you're using an induction cooker, because this does heat up so quickly when you're using a cast iron, it just heats up the bottom. It doesn't heat up the sides as well. And so you either want to do a low and slow, or you want to have some oil or something to disperse everything. Because if you just start a cast iron on a high temp, especially if you have an induction cooker with a smaller eye, then it will break your cast iron in half.
Bottom heats up and is trying to expand, but these sides have not heated up with it, and it's gonna crack. And it's probably gonna crack right down the center where the handle is, because that handle is a heat sink reference point for that. Like I don't know.
I really do gotta flip it because I really started learning about this when Melissa Murd had that happen on her show.
Yeah, and we didn't think about that.
Yeah, we never considered it. We used cast irons on our induction without any sort of thought, and I know she did.
Unfortunately, she lost an heirloom cast iron to that. So we always like to give a warning. If you're going to use cast iron on this thing, preheat it or heat it very slowly.
Or have oil or something at the bottom of it to help disperse
oil,
the heat.
But you know, oil still is not going, unless it's full of oil, is not going to heat up this, the sides of it. The sides are not in contact with this. Like I can put my hand on this and it's not hot. But if I put my hand on this, I can feel it's hot.
Yeah, because it works with like magnetic stuff. That's why you can only use stuff that's magnetic on the induction.
Electromagnetism.
Yeah. So how much cumin are we thinking?
Cumin, we want to get it a little bit warmer, but we are trying to warm the whole thing a little bit more. And it's small, so this one isn't as, you know, isn't subjected to as much. And you can kind of tip this to see. But whatever you do,
you still don't want it.
Yeah, you still got water content in here, and you can tip it to see that. But don't open the lid. Do not open the lid and poke around it. You don't want to open it. You don't want to stir. God forbid, stir it. Just don't open it. Just see it.
Yes. Which I feel like on the stovetop, we kind of mastered how we do things on the stovetop. The induction is a completely different story, but with the rice on the stovetop, we'll like bring it to a boil, then low simmer for 10 minutes, and then completely turn off the heat for 15. But you also have that carryover heat. We don't get carryover with the induction, so this is kind of like a different cooking process with that. Okay, so I'm feeling some heat from this.
All right, cool. Yeah,
Mustard!
and my sides are heating.
Boozy Floozy says mustard. It's like, no, we don't have mustard on here right now, but yes. Oh, thank you for that 50% goal, guys. We appreciate you.
Yeah, and you can, if you're gonna feel heat, don't feel it with the palm of your hand, feel it with the back of your hand, so you won't impulsively grab the heat when it tells you it's hot. So yeah, like the sides and everything, it's all heating up. So that's cool. I think we can go to medium now, and I think we can go ahead and put our cumin in it.
Yeah. Because we only want to toast it for a few minutes. How much cumin do you need? Because we are using this for our Raita.
Yeah, but we'll reserve it. We'll save it. So yeah, that much.
That much?
That much. Yeah, we probably won't use
whatever
all
that much
in our Raita, but we might also want to put a little bit of that in our Kachumber too.
Just a few minutes, because if you over toast it, it will become bitter.
And while we have it out, we'll toast some coriander as well, because we might want to use some of that in our Kachumber too.
Oh, okay. You might be going inside for a spatula or something. But y'all, let us know if you have any questions or if you want to contribute to the conversation at all, because we are very interactive here on FoodTokTV. We like having these discussions, and we are working on a Kamado chicken that we're going to be doing. We have some that's marinating. We have this is going to be a saffron rice that we got going on, and then we are also going to be doing a Kachumber.
Kachumber, bless you.
I know. Oh yeah, that went quick.
I like to keep it moving, and when you start when it's fragrant, as it is now, that's kind of when you're
yeah. When you smell it, it's done.
It's a little bit hot.
Well, yeah, the heat transfers in the cast iron.
And that's why we heat it up slowly, because if you heat it up quickly and you didn't feel the heat, but that was hot, then that would be a thing that can, even if it doesn't crack it immediately, it's causing fatigue in the metal, because cast iron is poured into a mold and that's it, and it has a very granular structure. This stainless steel doesn't suffer for that. It has a very tight, like, crystalline metal structure, so it it can handle that, and it heats more uniformly than this with this type of cooker.
You can see like how it changed to be a little bit more brown and toasty as far as the cumin is concerned.
Oh, I was about to put more cumin. Yeah, it got brown and toasty, fragrant. You don't want to burn it. If you burn it, it's going to get bitter. All those essential oils that you're trying to wake up, you're gonna croak them if you if you go too hard on it. Yes. And then the coriander seed is it rolls around, so it's a little bit more easy to manipulate here. And we're just waiting for that. Oh man, it smells so good.
Just everything out here smells good today. That's one of my favorite things about cooking with the grill and the smoker and stuff. Everything smells good.
All right, so we're pushing pretty close to 500 at this temperature probe right here, and this is the only thing we got to go off to know about how hot it is.
Which we don't even really trust the temperature probe.
It's not a super accurate thing because it's measuring heat in one spot at the top of your grill, but this thing is so great at absorbing heat that if this thing tells you it's at 500, everything's pretty much at 500 there. So that's just kind of what we're going off of. It's not quite fragrant yet, but it's becoming fragrant. Medium high here. This thing backs off as it sees that it has reached a consistent temperature. So you'll notice like a great searing effect when you first put things on and everything, and at the same temperature you realize you're not getting that searing effect. It's just the way that this thing interacts with the things that you have on it. Like even the heat on the handle got less, but it was at the same temperature, and that illustrates the difference between heat and temperature. Heat requires mass. Temperature is just a measurement of a surface at that moment. Instantaneous measurement of the surface at that moment. So that's a little.
Okay, I'm kind of starting to smell it.
Yep. and that's what you're looking for. That thing's all right. I'm gonna do this because this is pretty hot, and we're gonna turn that off. And I didn't curse.
Yay! He didn't curse and he burned his hands.
Just starting to smell. We're not looking for it to smoke like toasted. We don't want it blackened. We just want to wake up the oils inside of our spices. We don't want to fry them.
So we are going to reposition this because he does need to chop up some veggies for the raita and the. I have the timer set. There's 21 seconds left on the rice.
It looks about right.
Yeah, 21 seconds
left. You said it
left.
at 12?
I said it at 10.
10? Okay. And I think it probably went on. It was probably a couple of minutes.
Yeah, because I was asking for someone else in the audience to
So at that point, we'll take it off the heat. If it were on your stove, you would take it and move it to a not hot spot on the stove. But when you turn this thing off, the heat goes out, like it goes out instantly. It heats up instantly, it goes out instantly. So at this point, we are going to basically take it off the heat, and we're going to let that thing rest for 10 minutes or so. Stop it.
Oh, so I will start the timer again for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Because now we got to get...
Let's do 15 because we're going to be doing other stuff.
All right, fine.
Because it's okay. It's.
I mean,
at this point...
do we even need a timer to, like, let it not cook?
Right. At this point, it's absorbed all the water. Heating it further would just cause it to start to cook on the bottom, and we're trying to steam it. This is a steamed rice recipe, not a fried rice recipe. So we don't want to fry it. And then I'm going to step back and monitor my grill. Still right up around that 500 range. I like that. That gives me confidence that when we plunge these skewers into it, that chicken's going to cook very well.
Yeah.
So
we have some raita we need to make, which raita is basically a condiment that's yogurt and cucumber. That's not tzatziki.
It's not tzatziki. So another aspect, it's a yogurt cucumber condiment. It doesn't necessarily have to have cucumbers in it, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, I've seen so many raitas.
There's so many different raitas. There's as many different raitas as there are raitas of the recipes.
Paperback raita.
Paperback raita. But I like cucumber, and one distinct difference between raita and tzatziki is not necessarily the yogurt, but you don't need to wring out your cucumber juice for raita like you would tzatziki. You would normally salt your cucumbers and strain them through a cheesecloth or a strainer or a paper towel or a towel or whatever you had. We don't care about that with raita. So I'm going to chop the ends off of them because they contain an enzyme that likes to make the cucumber mushy so that it can try to make seeds. I think
cucumber ends are chef's nuts.
Yeah, I think some cucumbers don't have that. Like seedless cucumbers, because they don't have seeds. I don't know. That's up for debate, and I don't know enough about it to comment on it, so I'm just not.
Right.
So I'm just gonna chop up this many cucumbers.
Many cucumbers.
I don't know how many that is, but I like my raita to be kind of chunky. With tzatziki, you would probably want to grate the cucumbers, and you would want the cucumbers.
I would put salt over the top of them and
salt over them, grate them.
Get some of the liquid out.
Yeah, less detectable, kind of like almost like you don't know there's even cucumbers in there at all. I want to know there's cucumbers in here, so I'm going to quarter them and chop them because that's the best way to handle these little dudes here. And then I'm just going to give them a little bit more of a chop, a dice, not a mince. It's not going to be minced. We're not making a minced.
So Michelle, I do understand that you may have already had everything done by now, but we're over here hanging out. We're tailgating. We're not here for the quickness or speed of it. We do have a lot of creators on FoodTokTV that are specialized in like quick and speedy foods.
Yeah, you go ahead and eat your food.
We're here to hang out, and we're also here to educate and stuff. So. We like spending time together in the kitchen, and so we don't rush our hobbies.
Nope, we do not.
So, you know what? Like, you do you, we do we.
Yeah, go ahead and
eat
your
Thank
food.
you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
Hopefully you're satiated, and then you're still welcome to come and eat ours.
There are a lot of creators that are, like, I see them, and I see their recipes and the things that they made in an hour, and I'm always like, wow,
we're not
that
like,
took you an hour.
We don't have children, So we don't care about quick meals.
Yeah.
Like we're not like trying to do quick convenient stuff.
Right.
We just want to do it because
hey there.
We love the process and we enjoy learning about it.
Yeah, I like spending time with my husband.
Yes. And just continuously learning about these ingredients and how we can extract the nutrients and get them into our bodies.
Yeah.
All right, so for the raita, I got some cucumbers chopped up here. We have our toasted cumin. I'm not going to be adding that yet, but I will be adding it soon.
Yeah, we got a mortar.
I need some yogurt. I do know that.
Yeah, yogurt. You're also going to be adding, I'm looking at his list, so I got his notes. So you're also going to be doing serrano, cilantro, and then you put mint, question mark, but I know you're adding. Right, you're adding mint.
We're going to add mint because we got it.
Yeah.
And where else am I going to use mint?
Right.
Where's our little spoon bowl? Oh, yes. Do we have another little spatula thing?
I use this for the rice.
Yeah, because I got the rice paddle for when it's done.
Yeah.
And don't worry,
thank y'all so much for hanging out with us because we're having a good time.
We're making saffron rice.
We're here for a good time.
We're making saffron rice. Don't worry, we did not forget our saffron over here in the rice. It's going to go in after it's finished. Along with a little salt, pepper. And so this is, we don't really measure things around here either. I'll just use this to mix with this. Man, I don't know. I love a raita like with a nice spicy chicken like we're gonna have, or a nice spicy anything, or really just anything. Bread. This goes really well with what you did an impromptu naan on the last episode.
I did.
And I think that's going to be amazing.
It is, yes.
So the
so we do have a commenter that says that they got some cucumbers and I don't think they meant to get cucumbers and they're not a fan.
They don't like cucumbers?
Well, how do we get the person to like cucumbers?
Are they wanting to like them? Or?
I think so. I think they want to try dishes to like get them to like cucumbers more.
So you want to like cucumbers, but you just didn't care for them.
Yeah.
Did you just eat them raw? Like, did you just like chomp on them? Is it a texture thing?
Try to air fry them.
Is it? Ooh, interesting. You did the it wasn't in the air fryer, in the oven. The cucumber sticks. The what was that? Cucumber fries.
I did make cucumber fries.
Cucumber fries. You can do it with zucchini as well.
Yeah.
Cucumbers
I find are typically best fresh.
Is it a fruit?
It is, yes.
Okay, yeah, yes. So it's a fruit.
And to me, I'm not a fan of cucumbers because it does taste really fruity and like it more belongs in a fruit salad.
I disagree. I love it as a complement to savory things. So like your taste buds will differ. So try it, and if you don't like the sweetness of it, try it in a savory configuration. Or if you're a fan of pickles,
you can make your own pickles with them.
Yeah, make your own pickles.
Make your own pickles. Now, I am not a fan of pickles because I'm not a fan of dill, like dill seed.
Yeah.
When I love dill weed, but once it becomes seed, not a fan.
I've seen you eat sweet pickles that or like a bread and butter type pickle or a sweet pickle.
Yeah.
That even was spicy, not necessarily sweet because it's sweet, just because it's not dill. I've seen you.
It's not ideal.
I've seen you like enjoy those things and be like, hey man, that's actually a good pickle. But I think still the programming in your brain tells you that like, oh, it's a pickle, I don't want it.
That's exactly what it is. So it's hard for me to enjoy a pickle.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people that just don't like cucumbers, but when it's in pickle format, huge fan. So you're gonna want to get dill seed when you make them.
You can also use fresh dill when you make them too.
We're living in a dill pickle world.
I love dill pickles. This is one of the things I get, like...
We had someone called UTJ follow us.
UTJ?
I don't know if that UT is University of Tennessee because it's a Tailgate.
Texas or Tallahassee, or I don't know if Tallahassee has a UT, but I don't know which UT it is, but I hope it's the right one.
Yeah.
But if it's Texas or Tennessee, at least it's orange.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You can't go wrong with orange.
Yeah, so far we have the yogurt, we have cucumbers in here, and now you're cutting up serrano. Some
serranos. I dice up thinly. Diced a serrano.
And you de-seeded them, right?
Yeah, I de-seeded them, except for that one little guy, which I don't care about. He's going in there.
Seeds happen.
I used a glove because I don't want to inflict pain on myself later on that I'm unaware of. So I got those. Those are going to go into the mix. And we're not trying to make this hot. We're just, you know, it's going to give it a little something. The yogurt's really going to cool that down. The acidity of the yogurt is going to work very well to cool that serrano down. So you eat a hot pepper, one of the best things that you can do is eat some yogurt or drink milk or something. That those dairy things have an acidity to them, and that acidity cuts through capsaicin oil in the pepper to get it off of your tongue and out of your palate, rather than spread it. You don't want to do anything that spreads it out, like anything carbonated.
Oh yeah.
Don't take a sip of your brew after you've ate something hot, because it's just going to spread it all over your palate. Something acidic, lime juice, dairy will help cut through it and wash it down.
Yeah.
To where you'll have to deal with it in another place later.
Yeah. So cilantro and mint.
Cilantro, mint. I think I had a shallot in there somewhere.
You did not write down shallot. And I don't even have shallot in the ingredient basket.
No, we don't.
I can go grab a shallot.
Yeah, go grab a shallot. I think it's on the table in there. It should be.
We have lots of tables.
Yeah, it's on the counter actually.
We have lots of counters.
It's kind of like a table. All right. In either case.
Proximity, please.
Right. Like semantically, or not, we have.
I'm gonna go find it.
We've got our toasted cumin that we toasted over here in our little skillet. And I'm going to take that in my mortar and pestle. And I'm just going to grind all that up into a nice fine toasted cumin powder. Man, you can do this without toasting it, but I'll tell you what, it grinds up so much easier whenever you do toast it. And it's way more fragrant, and it's just better. Whole spices are just so much better when you toast them.
And of course, use what you got.
Use what you got, man. If you've got already like cumin powder, you can just like put the cumin powder in here. You don't have to do all
And
this.
they sell cumin powder where it's already toasted.
Toasted cumin powder. I would say probably most cumin powder is toasted to a degree, just because it makes it easier.
A different birdie says.
A different birdie.
Yeah, we have someone else on
So
birdie
many
that shows
birdies
up in
in
our
the sky.
live. So I did have to say different birdie and not. So anyway, they say that they mix mix cumin with fresh garlic first.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I imagine, like, you know, you could use the mortar and pestle in the garlic with the cumin.
Yeah, that would also work.
Yeah.
It would smash all those oils together. I don't think I'm using garlic in this one though.
Okay.
Like I
That
like
is a great call. Like if you're doing that, absolutely.
I like yes, and then we're just gonna kind of go by feel here. I'm not gonna add all of it yet, just a little bit, because man, cumin can make or break a dish, and we need it. We want its influence, but we don't want it to control our dish. But we have more yogurt too, so if we add a little too much cumin, we always have yogurt. All right, thank you.
Oh, I went ahead and chopped both halves of the shallot, so hope you have a use for the both. Or
and you know, like there's a lot that I did not have on this. I'm gonna add some shallot here. I'll take care of that. If you'll, let's please. That was scaring me.
He acts like I injure myself all the time, which I totally do.
You totally do. Would you? I don't have this in the recipe. This is not in the notes, but some of the cherry tomatoes.
Oh. Well, we have the.
I know those are going to go in the Kachumber soup. But I just want a little bit of tomato here. And I think a little bit of minced shallot would be great here, so that's why I'm doing it.
So even though you're not doing any sort of garlic or anything,
I'm not doing garlic, but I still got some sort of allium going on here.
You know, we do have a creator on FoodTokTV. Her name's Mayumi, and she does a bunch of authentic Japanese cooking. And, you know, a lot of it is extremely authentic stuff that she learned because she was raised in Japan. And Japanese is her first language and everything, but she often says that Japanese cooking doesn't have garlic in it. Like, there's not a lot of recipes that require garlic.
No, I don't.
Yeah, there's no garlic in there, but there's so many times I see her being like, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
But I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so authentic, but I'm adding garlic anyway.
Yeah, push those societal norms.
I know, right?
Nobody should be able to tell you what your cuisine has in it.
I know,
like if
right?
you want garlic in your raita, that's the beautiful thing about it. You get to make it, and nobody gets to tell you what you can have in your raita.
Right? Right?
All right, so yeah, so in goes a little bit of minced shallot, not a lot. This is a cooling thing that we're gonna use.
Yeah, because we do have a lot of super spicy stuff.
We got a lot of super spicy stuff in there. Tell them what kind of super spicy stuff we have. You can show them our chili.
So we do have the.
Show them our chili.
You're actually going to have to point out which chilies are what, because we made our own Indian chili powder in the first, not even before the live, or it was before the live. And what's this? A Ramunda?
That's a Ramund round chili.
Is this the lantern?
That's the lantern one. We haven't used that one before, but we put it in there, and chili powder tastes great.
I know what this one is.
That one is a Trinidad Moruga scorpion.
Yeah.
That we grew ourselves and dehydrated.
Yeah, this is like the hottest pepper you can get before it becomes like medicinal / not edible.
You end up with almost, if you grow them, especially with several plants, you end up with like almost hundreds of them, and you only need a couple out of that. So like drying them is one of the best things you can do. Also making them into sauce.
What's this?
Is a good thing. That is a Kashmiri chili, and then that's a Karnataka Badaji. The last one.
Dagi? Is that what it is? Oh, that's telling me we've let our rice sit long enough, but it's okay because we're not messing with the rice anyway, so who cares?
Not messing with that. All right, so we
oh, you are mincing that tomato.
I want it finely chopped. Everything in here is, except for the cucumber. The cucumber's kind of thick. We're gonna put all that in there and mix it in with our shallot.
But we love making our own chili powders by buying these dried chilies and just like keeping them around for a long time. So when we want to make these, we just like toast them ahead of time and then use our spice grinder. I recommend a spice grinder with a removable cup, so that way you can run it through the dishwasher and make sure it's fully cleaned. I know with our coffee grinder, it doesn't have a removable cup, so that thing is permanently coffee.
You know what? I want some coriander leaves. Here.
AKA cilantro.
Cilantro. Yep, cilantro, coriander. Some folks call it one thing, other folks call it another.
It's completely American. Call the leaves cilantro.
Yeah, I call it cilantro normally.
Yeah.
But whatever you call it, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
So this isn't going on the rice. The rice is kind of separate. We're making
it can go on the rice.
It can go on the rice, yeah.
And it probably will on my plate.
Oh yeah, on my plate too. Yes.
On your plate.
This is kind of like the condiment to go with everything. Like I'm even gonna dip my chicken in here. I'm gonna dip my rice in here. Yeah, this is gonna be my. My naan is going in here.
We're kind of coarsely chopping the cilantro or coriander leaves. It's coriander seed comes from cilantro coriander plant, so that's why we call it also coriander leaves.
Yeah.
And
then your notes do say salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper, and also mint.
Oh, and mint.
Where's the mint?
Which this is, what kind of mint is this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Mint. It's the kind they have.
It just says mint. It doesn't say
it's the kind that
the
was
spear or any other variety. It just says mint.
Chocolate mint. Is that enough?
I think that's plenty of mint.
Mint. We just want a little. Yes, it's very strong, and we don't want it to be like an Altoid Raita. We want it to be. Yeah, no, we don't want that to be an Altoid Raita.
Altoid Raita.
No, we just want a little bit of influence from it. You know, my grandmother grew, she always had mint in her garden, and I remember just going out there as a very little kid and picking mint leaves and chewing on them.
Oh, it's so invasive though.
It's so invasive. That's why she always had it in her garden.
Yeah.
But man, I loved it, and it was so awesome. You could walk through the flower garden and you brush up against it and just smell like minty, and that was always really.
I love having those like fragrant
experience.
herbs in our garden, like near walkways. So like when people brush against them, like the aromas come up. Oh, I wonder if we have mint.
We probably do around here somewhere. Mint is more invasive than the British. So it's probably around here somewhere.
Yeah, it is, but I can't find it, and I'm gonna look for
not looking for it, right?
Because we purchased it.
So I got some Himalayan salt. And I got some freshly ground.
So basically, if you plan on growing mint, make sure it's in like a separate pot, or be sure to use a lot of mint.
Unless you just want tons of mint, don't sow it in your garden beds because it will spread like wildfire.
Oh, yes. Y'all, thank you so much for joining FoodTok TV. We do live cooking shows on the daily. Monday through Friday, we do 2 shows a day. Saturday and Sunday. Well, Saturday is our show, which is basically 2 shows. It's basically 2 shows.
And so our Raita here, the reason we went ahead on that, oh man, now we're holding steady over here at that 500 mark. So.
Oh yeah.
I think we need to get our chicken in there. We got our rice. It's over here resting. We're not going to we don't want to lose the water content of it. It can rest just as long as it wants to. When we do pop the lid off of it, we'll add our bloom saffron into it. And,
Saffron?
Saffron.
Tomato.
Whatever, tomato.
Which
we'll add that
we bloomed
into
it on the ice cube.
And we'll try to dig out our aromatics that we used in there.
And so we got to clear this space because I got to add the silicone mat back on here.
Should we? I don't want that to be in the sun.
I'll move it inside.
Just take it inside for a second. Yes, thank you.
Oh man, the house smells like cobbler.
Oh, cobbler.
Oh my
it's
gosh,
gonna smell like
cobbler.
It's gonna smell like cobbler and Indian food.
Cobbler and Indian food. Yes. But we gotta clear this space off because we are gonna be dealing with raw chicken, and you know we don't want the raw chicken on this cutting board.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
you want to take this in there as
Yeah,
well?
I'll take that in there.
I have the partition. I will go ahead and clean this. Thank y'all for joining us. We are doing just a minor reset. Where is my cleaner? Oh my gosh, I did the thing that I said I didn't want us to do, and I went offset. Because we are dealing with raw chicken, we don't want it on our wooden cutting board. But I have seen people that cook online that will have wooden cutting boards that they do use with raw chicken, but that's the only thing they use with it, is the chicken. So I know Trini cooks, that's her thing. She has a wooden cutting board just for her chicken, and every time she pulls it out, she'll be like, by the way guys, this is just for chicken. I don't use it for anything else.
It's the chicken board.
Yes. And so we do have our silicone mat over here.
If you're
Saffron is crazy expensive, absolutely. But
if you're using a tightly grained hardwood, so this is maple, which is a very tightly grained hardwood. As those wood fibers dry out, they constrict and they squeeze out, they squeeze all the water content out, making it an inhabitable environment for bacteria.
Inhabitable.
So they're kind of naturally antimicrobial, but you wouldn't want to use something like red oak, which has deep pores running through it where the bacteria could get into and thrive. So depending on what kind of wood cutting board it is, it depends on whether you want to use that for cutting your bacterial stuff on.
And you know, I do want to address a comment that does say that saffron is crazy expensive, and yes it is. Yes it is. I'm pretty sure we bought this years ago.
It's worth more than gold per ounce.
It is. It's worth more than gold per ounce, but when you're using recipes, you don't need like a teaspoon or entire tablespoon of it. You can get away with just using a few threads of it. I feel like we did use a considerable amount when we're blooming our rice, or blooming our saffron for our saffron rice. But yeah, crazy expensive. I get it. But we have it, we're gonna use it. And so it's definitely a splurge item, but it's just yummy and delicious, and you know, I feel fancy. I don't feel fancy in a lot of things, but so he's getting out the marinated chicken because our grill is hot enough to where we're able to do the tandoor. And it's not a tandoor, it's a Kamado grill that we're using, but we're essentially kind of trying to replicate the tandoor experience, and we have some skewers. Oh, are you not getting the chicken? Oh, got the chicken.
Got the chicken.
Yes, and so this is the marinade that we did. Ooh.
So
I acted like I was surprised that it was cold, but it was refrigerated.
Yeah, it was in the refrigerator.
Yes.
Where it should have been.
Yes. And so
exactly where we left it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just gonna, it's coming out. It's coming out. Come on.
It's coming out.
Woo. Man, that chicken is ready to go on the grill, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It just told us so.
So we're also going to use a potato in this, and I'm gonna be it's a sacrificial potato. It cost me 70 cents, and it's going to hopefully ensure that the chicken doesn't slide down my skewer and end up into the hot coals beneath. So I'm just gonna cut some chunks of this guy.
So like a skewer stopper.
Yeah.
And you know, if the potato happens to be delicious, okay, but I doubt it'll be able to be cooked in that amount of time.
It's, you know, it might be great. We might add more of them later if this works out. We don't even know if this is going to work out. We are experimenting.
Yeah, this is something you read in a recipe idea, and you're like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've always been wanting to do this with the Kamado, and I just never have because I never really had a reason to sacrifice my food. But now that we have a cooking show, why not? For entertainment purposes, put it all on the line.
Now we have a cooking show. Like I haven't been doing this.
And we're still gonna temp it. We're gonna make sure it gets the proper temp and everything. It's gonna cook, but how is it gonna cook? I don't know.
And so I was under the impression when he was telling me about this recipe, I thought he was gonna dice the chicken and put it on the skewer.
We could, but I think it needs to go on there in whole pieces.
Because they are the chicken thighs, so they're not like the giant chicken breasts.
Whenever I get tandoori chicken at a restaurant, it's usually bone-in thighs. It's never diced on a skewer. I've never had it diced on it. It could be. Somebody might be doing it.
Yeah.
But I've never gotten it that way.
Right. And so we do have these skewers. He got 8 skewers particularly for this, and we have 8 thighs.
And we have 8 thighs, so
each skewer is gonna get a thigh, and it's gonna get a potato. And so in this marinade, it's yogurt, lemon zest, garam masala, our Indian chili powder that we were talking about how we made, which these are the chiles that we use in there. He did pull out one of each so we could do. We did our toasted garam masala ahead of time.
This morning too.
Oh,
so
and then there's ginger and garlic that you also grated in.
And turmeric.
And turmeric. Oh, and fresh turmeric root. He did fresh turmeric root, which looks like a stegosaurus.
It did. It looked like a stegosaurus or like some sort of prehistoric fish of some sort. So I've got my glove hands on. I'm just going to be building these skewers onto.
So I'm not going to be anywhere near this because I want the clean hands.
Yep.
So if you need clean hands for anything, I am here. And
Take
you
this
should be
knife
in
away.
more of the frame than I am because I'm literally doing nothing.
Yeah, I get it.
I can
so we'll take this knife away
move the frame over
from me over here. I don't think it touched any kind of chicken, but I'm not going to take a chance.
Yeah.
We're not taking any chances over here. So I'm going to build the skewers over here on this.
Did you smell the cobbler when you went inside?
Oh, I know. The whole inside smells like raspberry peach cobbler, which is like a great place to be.
So I do want to move the bag over here.
Yeah, so everybody can see. I'm not going to touch the handles because I'd like to touch the handles later without like chicken hands, but I'm going to kind of thread it on in a like that kind of fashion.
Yeah,
and I think I'm going to go about,
rice.
I don't really know, but I don't want to be like right in the fire, so I'm going to come up here to the top and using our sacrificial potato, we're not using it for anything else but trying to secure this
to be a skewer plug.
Yeah, it's a skewer plug. I'm gonna use my groin to kind of push it, and hopefully that will keep it standing up and from sliding down into the fire.
Oh, I like it.
So that is the goal here.
And I plan on desanitizing all that stuff.
Desanitizing?
So. Or not desanitizing.
I'm desanitizing it right now. All right. Ooh, man, that was a nice little thigh there.
Yes.
I spy with my little thigh. And so I'm just kind of threading them on like that, not because of there's any proven scientific method or anything here, just because I think that's how they'll work.
Yeah, we didn't confer with scientists before coming up with this.
And so normally when we do these, and try not to poke through my finger as well, normally when we do these, we just stick them on the grill grate, which is awesome, but you don't want to like pat them dry of the marinade, so then it kind of gets sticky, and then like if you know, it's tough to manage. We'll just say that.
So we're not using the grill grate, but instead we're just sticking it into the Kamado. What would you like?
I need this to not be in the way here.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go. Since our cooktop is not hot.
Our cooktop is not hot.
Not hot.
Yes, because I am here with clean hands.
Yes, Taylor's my clean-handed accomplice.
Yes.
She's my getaway driver.
Yes. And I am late on this comment, I apologize, but someone did comment like splurge okay on the saffron, but on rice? Really? But for me it's like this, the rice should always be something that's complementary to the rest of the meal, but also it shouldn't have too many flavors, because the rest of the meal should, because this stuff has so much fucking flavor. Or I am so sorry, I should not.
It has so much what flavor?
Freaking flavor. I
so
am
much
so sorry.
Freaking flavor.
Yeah, we lost like 20 people on that.
Man, sorry guys.
Yeah, so it has so much flavor on there because we have the insane garam masala we made, the yogurt, the lemon, you know, everything like that. Ginger, garlic, there's a lot of complex flavor here, but I feel like with rice, because even when we do things like tacos and stuff, we're doing a cilantro lime rice. You know, things that are, you know, it's flavorful, but the flavor is a little bit more like one-noted. And so saffron is really great for a rice because it's more one-noted. What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, it's great. It gives it a nice color. It gives it a fragrance. I like it for it's fragrance. And there, because it is a flower, you know, it's part of a flower. Is it the stamen or the pistil? I can't ever remember.
For what?
For the flower,
It's from. Like the it is the flower. It is the flower.
Is it but what part? It's the pistil, right?
Oh,
I think it's the pistil.
Got it.
It may be the stamen. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't recall correctly. All right, so I have a full cutting board here. Let's go ahead and get some of this onto the grill.
So you're just doing half of it?
I'm going to do 4 for,
okay,
and then do the next 4.
That's what the saffron flour looks like, and so we're not using the flour, but it's like the things that stick out of the flowers. It's a great Robin to Batman. Love it. It sounds like a phenomenal meal, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And, you know, we have had comments before about how, like, hey, we could have already had everything done by now. But when Ryan and I cook together, we do this because we love hanging out with each other and we love cooking together. We do have plenty of other creators on FoodTokTV that go on at different times. They're way more efficient, like things you get on your table, like things that you do. But when you're with us, we're here for the journey.
Yeah, if you like being hurried along and rushed along, that's your prerogative. If you like somebody standing over your shoulder being like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, like, that's cool, that's your thing.
Well,
that's not our thing.
Meanwhile, I'm over here standing over your shoulder
and you're like, hurry up. Because she's literally the boss, and she's like, chop, chop, dude.
Well, no, I'm standing over your shoulder and be like, did you know this fun fact?
Did you know this fun fact? All right, so.
So do we need to bring them closer so they can see what's going on?
Yes, we do. So the grill is a ripping hot over here, and we're gonna be putting these bad boys on.
Sorry about the seasickness, y'all. But we have the Kamado grill here, and we are going to be opening it up because we're going to be putting these skewers of meat in there, kind of doing like a tandoori kind of thing, but we're calling it Kamado chicken.
All right, so another thing I'm going to do, this is the base for my lava stone partition that holds the lava stone up. I'm not going to be using the lava stone, but I think it would be a good idea to use this as a prop for our skewers.
Yeah.
Over here, so it's gonna go over here like that.
Oh, okay. And so we have these coals.
They're gonna be propped up against it. So we're gonna have to kind of figure this out.
Here, I'm actually going to take the phone and I'm gonna flip it so that way I can be a better videographer here. Yeah. So let's do that.
Videograph us.
Yeah. Flip camera. There we go.
Boom.
Boom. And so you are going to see like what we mean, because a tandoor is the type of clay oven that's going to be at a super hot temperature. This is like 500 degrees
So
plus.
this is where we're going to really figure out our depth of the skewers. So we're just going to kind of place it right there over the coals. And we're going to see how does that work.
Yeah.
Like that, maybe. Right over the, I mean, like right over the top of the coals there.
So this was an idea that you just kind of came up with in your brain, like not something that you saw online and you were
yeah,
like, oh,
no,
cool.
I was like, man.
Yeah, no, he just came up with this.
I'm like, a kamado is very similar to a tandoor, but not. Kind of not also. Oh man, I like that.
Right
I like the crossing.
over there on the coals.
So, I rushed out last night to Academy Sports and bought these wild skewers here so that I could try to accomplish this. Let's see, maybe that needs to be facing the other way, like that. I'm gonna have to wash my hands before the other batch.
Yeah.
Maybe that one's up a little too close.
Yeah, and
so
he
we
did
can push
put
it
potatoes
down.
on the end, and you know,
Yeah,
those
there is
potatoes are
potatoes
going to
on
be
there.
inedible because they're basically hanging out in charcoal.
So I think we can only probably do 4 at a time in this manner that I have chosen.
It's not over coals, it's on the coals.
It's you know,
it's very much so on the coals.
So
like
we'll be turning it around.
Meeting on hot heat.
Yeah, they are like right there.
So the stoppers next to the chicken, the chicken won't slide off, and the reason the chicken won't slide off is because he did add potatoes to the end of the skewer.
Hopefully it won't slide off.
Yeah,
I don't know.
hopefully it
We've
won't.
never done this before. So I'm going to go wash my hands and then re-glove, and I'll make the next batch of skewers.
Yeah,
while
so
we're
then
waiting
he's
on
going to
this.
make the next batch of skewers. But as we said, this is not something we saw online. This is just something that happened in his brain, and he told me about this, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. Because it's this marinated chicken that we have, like this yogurt marinated chicken with garam masala and an Indian chili powder that we made as well. But yeah, so the stoppers are on top of the chicken, and then we also have the potatoes underneath the chicken. They are very much so like on the coals. And I see on the thermometer, wow, yeah, it's at least 500 degrees on that. So we are gonna see. I have no idea how long this is gonna take because, you know, this is his recipe, not mine. So next week on Saturday will be my turn for the recipes. When we do our shows, we call our show the Tailgate. When we do our shows, we rotate whose turn it is for the recipe. And so this week it's his, and this is his idea. I am so excited. So we are calling this kamado chicken because it's not like the green egg, but it's like the knockoff, the kamado. And it's very ceramic. We don't have a tandoor. It's kind of supposed to like replace that tandoor kind of feeling. And I'm already smelling the chicken. I'm already smelling all this stuff. This is so awesome. I'm excited for it. And so we also do have a salad to make, but otherwise everything else is already made. So we appreciate y'all hanging out with us and being here with us through our journey, because this is a journey. It's not a race, it's a marathon for us. And so earlier today we also made we made the peach berry cobbler. We have a Raita that we made. Oh, there's also some naan dough that
We have naan. Yeah, we do
I have
naan.
no idea what I'm going to do
And
with
we
that.
have a cast iron skillet that is preheating in the oven.
It's like a cast iron flat iron
so
that we do.
Depending
with,
on what we're going to do, it's at 400 degrees now. We'll either bring it out to the cooktop or we'll bring it out to the grill if we have time and throw everything back on to make our naan there. I hope we can do it
If
on
we
the
have
grill.
time, like, okay, on FoodTokTV, everyone else does right at an hour, and I'm the manager, and so I tell people, yeah, you need to make your shows closer to an hour. Meanwhile, we're over here making two-parters with over an hour each.
Well, this
do
is
as I say,
my
not as I
show.
do. Hey,
this is my show and your show wrapped into one, right?
no, mine was 3 last week.
Yeah, you did not do well last week.
Yeah, but we also drew for Grub Match and all.
Yeah,
we
did
had
have a
we
Grub Match
had
on.
other things going on.
Yes. Which
But
we will not do this week.
My
so-
management style is very much so do as I say, not as I do.
She's that. She's
Yeah.
that
Aren't I the worst?
Yeah.
So,
All right, so we're gonna skewer up some more of these 4 more of these bad boys.
yes. Oh, and you know,
I did wash my hands and re-glove just to be proactive. Ooh, man, this is a thick one right here.
what about the
It's
chicken?
thick, yeah. So we're gonna skewer it up.
Oh, I'm running in real quick.
All right. So I'm thinking like, I think the depth that we got on those last ones is pretty good. We'll learn more about that when we go in there and check them out. So there's our potato plug. And that should keep us at about that depth.
Honestly, I just run inside just to smell the cobbler.
I know, man, that cobbler, it smells enticing.
We'll have to show everyone the cobbler soon. We'll have to do a tasting here soon.
And we have our instant read thermometer over here as well at our disposal so that we can check the doneness. That one's a smaller chicken there.
Yeah.
You know,
so if y'all
really
don't see what he's doing with the skewer, but the potato. It's a sacrificial potato.
It's a sacrificial, but it might end up being a good potato. I don't know. It might be delicious.
Yeah, that one's gonna be in the coals.
But yeah, but you know, a good baked potato, you just, you know, oil and salt up your potato and throw that bad boy into the coals. Straight up on the coals in your fireplace. You know, if you have one, if you got the fire going and you're not burning any kind of thing questionable, or into your grill, that's also a great place. Just toss it down there on the coals, or into your campfire if you're out camping. You know, you got some good, nice hardwood that you're using to cook with.
I can already smell the chicken. How long do you think this is gonna take?
I have no clue. I've never done this before. I don't know.
We did just make this up.
We are going to be using the instant read temp thermometer as our guide. The only reason I would love to see how this whole process works out, but the only reason that I even put the lid back on the grill is
for the temperature to
so the temperature can remain stable, because I'm hoping to emulate the effect of a tandoor, and I can't do that with a big wide open hole in the top of the grill. So that's why I did that. Otherwise we'd be peeking in, but we will be peeking in often because this is not the type of grill that we're not worried about opening. That is a thick one. That one, I can already tell you, that dude is going to take
Are we done?
a while. Yep. I'll put that down there in the trash can. And I just got one more skewer to thread. And then we can clean up our food prep area, and then we can make our salad.
Father Preneur's back, and he gave us an ice cream cone. Thank you.
Thank you for the cone.
Which I am sure he would be interested in what the heck you're doing.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
All right, so I am threading up some tandoori chicken, which we're not calling tandoori chicken because we don't have a tandoor. We have a Kamado grill, and we are cooking it in a similar manner on our grill as you would a tandoor, which is kind of sitting up like that. And then we also have some what's going to become saffron rice that's resting over here, and we have a raita that we made, and we're also going to be making a kachumber salad. And we have a smoky raspberry peach cobbler also that is already come out of the grill. So this bad boy's been going. It's nice and hot.
So
we need to check on this chicken though. Yeah, it's definitely
I am
time
gonna have
to
to grab the phone and flip the camera so y'all can see what's going on.
Open that grill up for him and show him what's happening, and let me wash my hands and I'll be right back.
Okay, so let's flip Philadelphia. So let's see what's going on in here. Woo! And so that's the chicken that's basically on the coals, not in the coals, but basically on the coals. Yeah, you can see that potato is getting super crisp in there. And so I am curious about a temp. He didn't tell me to temp the chicken, but I want to temp it. So yeah, the chicken is still temping at 111. So I appreciate anyone that recognizes the Sunny reference. So I did just temp it, and it's at 115, but the chicken looks and smells delicious.
Oh man, I see all that smoke.
Yeah, just like look at that. And of course we are lowering the temperature just by having the grill open. And so this is our Kamado grill, but we removed the grate and everything just to make it almost tandoor kind of thing.
I'm gonna turn them
I flipped the camera and I did a Philadelphia, and someone recognized my
Philadelphia.
Someone recognized my "It's Always Sunny" post.
Yes.
My reference.
Yes.
Love it.
All right, so we're gonna just kind of turn these guys here.
Oh yeah, that
don't wanna
one
be
piece of chicken
turned.
definitely got
You don't want to be
contact
turned.
with the coals.
Not in contact. That's why the potatoes there.
Yeah, the potatoes there.
But they don't want to turn around. That's okay. We'll do the best that we can here. You just want to. It's not the chicken that wants to rotate on the skewer because they're flat. It's the skewer that wants to not stay in the place that I want it. Okay, we'll see if this one works.
Yeah, no, gravity is doing its thing. Babs is here.
Babsy.
Yes.
No, they're kind of staying where they want to be.
Yeah.
That's okay. Let's let them do their thing. That means that we need to close this lid again.
Yeah, but I feel like it would be one of those things that maybe you could even rest on top.
Yeah, I can probably get another skewer into them and make them manipulate them.
Hold on.
So, I do have more skewers.
Hold on. I'm flip, Philadelphia back. Because we also have these that we're putting back on the grill. So this is a yogurt marinated chicken that we did with garam masala, Indian chili powder, garlic, ginger, lemon zest, all sorts of stuff. And so because we don't have a tandoor for tandoori chicken, we are basically recreating it in that ceramic thing. So that's what's on the menu. We also have some rice that we cooked with some aromatics. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna
gotta flip it.
Experiment here. I have these other skewers that I initially bought for this, and because I really would love to flip this chicken if I could.
I know,
and
right?
I feel like that would make it. Yeah, that's gonna do it.
Oh, that's it.
Right
that's
there.
it.
That's
So
what
added
we needed
a
to do.
second skewer.
Yeah, added a second skewer in there to provide some stability here. No. And messed with it a little too much, flew a little too close to the coals. That's okay, we can turn them back around. Maybe if I implemented this into the original design, it would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Still wants to rotate around. This one doesn't. Man, I feel like I need 2 gloves for this.
Well, we have other gloves.
I do.
Oh, yeah. You have the other one right there.
I do. It's just a little clunky.
I love this idea, and this is so much fun.
This is a lot of fun. I'm
Yeah.
really enjoying wrangling this chicken. Kunchi will tell you how to wrangle fire,
Yeah.
and I'm learning how to wrangle chicken. Okay, you know what? This might be a lost cause, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna implement the second skewer into the next batch.
Now we know, because this isn't something we read on the
We've
internet.
never done this before.
Yeah, we never done this. We kind of invented this today.
Yeah.
So maybe the bottom of the chicken
I don't
is
know if
just
we
going to be
invented
toastier.
it, but we discovered it today.
Yeah, we discovered it today.
Yeah, that's okay. As long as they're cooked, that's what we're going. Man, I just could hold them over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need a, maybe some of those, yeah, they're sliding around on the skewer now.
Yeah.
But the potato is working.
Yeah, the potato
The potato is definitely holding it and keeping it from sliding down into the fire.
So I feel like
That
at this
one's already
point, since it's
rotated
gotten
over.
the crisp, maybe you can just like pick them up and then like the sides that aren't cooked as much lay over the top.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
So you wanna-
If they'll stay, they might flip around because
yeah,
they're already
that's true,
trying to
they
flip around. But the next batch, we're going to be putting another skewer into them to double skewer. They have also skewers that are like kind of prongy, but I went for these skewers because
On there. So we will check back in.
I went
with
for these
those.
because they were longer. So I think I'll get the prongy ones. I think they have them at Bass Pro Shops. I was debating on whether to do this or that, and I just didn't want to leave the house in the morning.
Yeah. So this was the original idea, and when he did that though, that's when like the higher gravity part just wanted to go closer to the coals, so it was very difficult for it to rotate. And so what he is going to do is he's going to get the new set of skewers and he's going to double skewer it, so that way it will be easy to rotate, and so like a lot of that weight bearing will be on the skewers and not on the chicken itself. Rotate, and so like a lot of that weight bearing will be on the skewers and not on the chicken itself. Science. And physics and chicken. Science, physics, and chicken.
Chicken science. Bird
Chicken
law.
science.
It's bird law.
It's bird law.
Bird law. If you like that, if you like Philadelphia, you'll love bird law.
It's another bird law thing. And so, are you gonna like re-skewer, or are you just adding a skewer?
I'm gonna add a skewer.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Are we even gonna have time for the other salad?
Yeah, because I'm gonna put the next ones on. You could you temp those?
Oh yeah, I do need to temp those.
Even if we gotta leave and come back again.
Well, no.
No. Is that not how it
Okay,
works?
so 163.
Oh, so we're food safe. When we will be when we pull that one off.
This one's 125.
All right, so let's get a plate.
So I'll get a plate ready, but some of them are definitely more ready than others.
Yeah.
There's one of them that's food safe, and then the other two are like.
Let's get a plate to harvest them on. We're still shooting. We're shooting to pull them around 175, 180, just because of that's the familiar texture for chicken thighs. This is what we're using: boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And I am going to put another skewer on these in hopes that I can be able to flip these guys and control them a little bit better. So I'm gloving up yet again. And let's do this big thick boy here first.
Is the sheet pan okay, or do you want something more presentable?
The
We can save
sheet pan's fine for pulling
for
them
now
off.
because we're not presenting anything right now.
Man, and if you went through the same potato, that might help. Yeah. So I feel like the potato, going through the same potato may give it some solidarity.
And y'all, please let us know if you have any questions about what the heck.
Or any tips.
Or any tips.
Like we
as
don't
well.
know.
We are
Obviously,
very interactive. We are here to hang out and have a good time with y'all.
we have no clue what we're doing.
And
And
y'all,
I don't even know where I put the rest of my skewers. Where did I put this in? Oh, underneath the.
Oh.
Will you skewer me up?
Skewer me up.
Skewer me up before you go.
And so y'all,
we don't live in Nashville for our musical talent.
No, we do not. We just happen to be here. And so y'all, please give FoodTokTV a follow. Oftentimes you will find shows that are way more efficient.
Way more efficient.
Yeah.
Maybe even more entertaining. I don't know, but I feel like this. It's entertaining me. I don't know about you.
I'm very entertained.
Everyone, I know we had some people who are like, I'm ready to eat. Well, guess what? You can't eat this anyway. So, you do you, and you make your own food.
This is my food.
But we're over here trying to experience life. So, if you want to experience our life with us.
Yeah, this is what we do.
So hopefully this will give us.
Because of course, we cook quick meals too.
This will give us autonomy to be able to flip our chicken skewer over.
Oh, there we go.
So
because this is kind of
maybe
something
we
we discovered.
Automate our chicken.
Automate the chicken.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's
That's what we're going for.
Yeah. I'm sure other people have actually just built devices to make this make more sense, but.
Yeah, I think I should have got the double prong skewers. But
Well, no, I mean people having rotisseries. Oh, thank you for the heart rate. Like rotisseries closer to the coals.
Rotisseries and stuff, but that's not what we're going for.
Yeah.
This is not rotisserie chicken. Yeah. This is Kamado chicken. All right, so you want to temp them and see, and if we got one that's ready, hit that one that was almost ready.
Oh, the one that was almost ready. What? It was less temperature. Yeah, they're all hitting at 145 right now. Except this one.
All right. Well, I mean, all we can do is all we can do. I do feel like the two skewer system.
Yeah, the two skewer system will work because
control.
these first ones were our first.
Oh man, that looks so beautiful though.
This could be a weapon.
Yeah, maybe prop them up on top of that thing a little bit so they don't turn.
Yeah, like using the actual grate here.
Yeah. See, like I said, we're still learning.
Yeah.
Can people see
what
you're doing?
We're discovering this technique. No, people can't. If you want to.
I'll bring them closer to the action. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry we're leaving you out. We didn't mean to.
We didn't want to leave you out.
Yeah.
Can you see what you're doing? Yeah. Okay. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that.
See, it's really difficult to wrangle these. Oh, ooh, yeah, like the hilt on that skewer seems to help.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna put this here.
Oh, yeah, no, that's just my face.
Okay.
Not what I'm doing.
All right, cool. There we go. So they do have I kind of like placed another skewer in there. Yeah, they're difficult to manipulate.
Oh, look at that.
Maybe as they firm up a little bit from the cooking.
I'm gonna flip so that way y'all can see what's going on. Sean is here.
Sean.
A food reviewer added extra ketchup to a steak and cheese. Should I call the police? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because y'all, if you are unfamiliar with me, I am also known as the Mustard Queen on this app. And you can find my handle at Ketchup is Garbage, but I'm also tagged as the Mustard Queen a lot. So that's why I get comments like that. So we just rotated it.
This is very fun.
This is very fun.
Man. All right, so I'll temp them while we're at it here.
Bab says that we are entertaining her. Love it. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you,
having a good
Babs.
time.
Thank you for being entertained.
Yes.
Man, it's a delicate dance here. Oh, I got 162 here, 163 on that one.
Yeah, we're calling this
Like,
Kamado
and I want to
chicken.
get the uppers here because, oh, I got 167 on that one. I think flipping them really helps those juices. I think gravity
rotate.
is taking play here.
Yeah, so for our next
155,
round of
156
chicken,
on that one.
we did 2 skewers in each one to help with this, but this time we had to get a bit more creative.
So these two are not quite ready. These are like very near the food safe zone. And kind of what we're trying to achieve here, we've done tandoori chicken on the grill, like just putting it on the grill grates, but because you leave it in the yogurt marinade and slap it right on the grate, like that yogurt sticks to the grill. Even if you oil it, it doesn't matter. It gets hot. Then it wants
will you
to like,
film it? I want to get my phone and
it
my
wants
other phone
to
and get a photo.
It wants to tear shreds off the chicken. It all ends up good and great, and it tastes amazing, but it's a little bit of a cumbersome process. So is this. Apparently, if you want tandoori chicken, you just need to have a tandoori. But we don't, and we're not about to buy one. So we have a Kamado grill.
Which I have a friend who has built a fire pit in her yard out of terracotta pots to make a
There we go.
tandoor
There's
situation.
a not smoky view of it.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm just going to have to screenshot what you got.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Portrait mode. Oh, no. Oh, portrait is where it's at. No, get the camera on what I'm taking a photo of so people see like the portrait
take
mode
a picture
here.
of you taking a picture.
Yeah, take a picture.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good that's a good technique. It's kind of like our food selfie.
Yeah, that'll be
pictures.
on our photo app later.
All right, I'm gonna need you to go back to filming here.
Okay, yeah, because that is my job.
Yeah, that's your job. You're better.
It's me. Hi.
Better at it.
I'm better at it than he. Bloop.
Just turn right around.
Yeah, just temping.
Just temping. I got 166.
'Cause it is so nice and crispy on the outside, but like y'all, this is not cooked yet.
Not completely.
And you know, we could close it to add more heat, but
Well, I got 165 there. So all these guys here are food safe.
they're also thighs.
They're also thighs. Oh, that's 178 right there. And like so 164 there. So like these will all be food safe at this point when we take them off. Normally we're just showing you what's up, so we have the grill open. On our next round we're going to try to keep it closed for a bit as we go because we're going to try to retain as much heat as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and take them off now. So we'll take the first round off.
Yeah, so this
They
is
do
our
look
first
beautiful.
round of it where we were trying it out. Kat sent us roses. We appreciate you. And
Kat.
42 Rachel is in here with some
42
roses as
Rachel
well.
Is amazing.
Love you.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
I'm gonna close this while we mentally prepare ourselves
Yeah,
to go for this
mentally
next
prepare
round.
ourselves. So we started with one skewer in these, and that was really hard to determine, you know, with gravity and stuff. And so with this second round of chicken, we have 2 skewers, and that's going to be able to help us to distribute the weight and stuff for this.
Yeah, hopefully it'll give us a support system. And we skewered it through the same potato as the other skewer to kind of marry the skewers together.
Ryan, we've been live for 90 minutes.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Well, should we wrap this up and then do another one?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
All right, so
Yeah, we had to be silent for that part because of what was going on with the audio there.
well, I mean, obviously we're not done cooking. So if you want to wrap this one up and we'll start another one. Because we were tailgating.
This should be a sound on this app. I was not mentally prepared for this.
Nobody's mentally prepared for James Jamerson.
Played at 9s low. James Jamerson used 1 finger. Call out the phonies. You are doing the real thing. Reject drab. Wear bright colors and play fast. Kubrick and the Ari flicks. Chopin and the play out. Wilt wore Chucks. Sinatra, Sony, Rainy Labellas. Babbitt Labellas. Benson Tomastic. Kay Labellas. Call out the phonies. Reject drab. Know your tools.
How many fingers did James Jamerson use?
James Jamerson
Used
used
1
finger. I kind of like that.
I kind of like that. So yeah, sorry about that. That's very much so more of an inside joke between us, but you know, sometimes when you talk to married people, they have inside jokes that you don't understand, and you know, that's okay. Like, we've just basically been 2 halves of a person for 12 years. So.
James Jamerson was a bassist.
And used 1 finger.
He used 1 finger.
Yeah. And so anyway, I do think we do need to have a reset.
Let's have a reset. Let's do it.
I think we need to have a
We're not
reset.
done cooking.
We're not done cooking,
We got
and
our best cooking ahead of us.
y'all, when you are with us at the tailgate, this is not for a quick necesito mucho andale. You're here for the experience. So be sure you are following us and you hit that bell on FoodTokTV for us to come right back. But if you are in the mood for more efficient cooking, you know, we do have a lot of other creators that are better than that. That is not us.
So thank you for coming out and tailgating with us. And I mean, we're still out here doing our thing. We'll hope you come back.
Yeah, so we'll do a quick reset. See you in like 10. Bye.